What's up? I am a person who watched the entire Pacers playoff run last year and their entire regular season, as much as I could, right? I worked. And was not surprised when they started winning games late in the playoffs. When everybody's, oh, it's luck, it's da-da-da, and it happened one time. Then it happened another series. Then it happened another series, and it almost happened 4 series where the quick-wittedness and the ability to come back at the end was their superpower, and it almost won them a championship. We need to have a serious conversation about the Chicago Bears, okay? This is a team that during the regular season did it 6 or 7 times. That's not a joke. I mean that. I don't remember the number today because I did see it a couple times. But they did it multiple times. They love to come back late in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams and the Bears, that's what they do, right? So when today's game happens, and they have one of the worst first halves I've really seen from a team in the playoffs in a while. Just a very bad first half. I said to myself at halftime, well, man, because I picked the Bears. You guys remember that? I just did my playoff predictions video. Go watch that. If you haven't, I'm not going to tell you how far I had the Bears go, but after today, it could be as far as they want. This team does this on a regular basis. They were able to do it in the playoffs against their rival. Not just any rival, the oldest rivalry in NFL football. The Bears are built for it, okay? When they are down, when they're behind the 8 ball, they play better football than other people. They've been there before. They feel it before. It doesn't matter if they had to come back against the Giants early on in the year. They just did it in the playoffs against their bitter rival. And this is what I told people last year about, again, the basketball team that I mentioned. But this is not about me or my favorite basketball team. This is the Bears' moment. And this is a moment that I was so happy to witness with my aunt and uncle, who are Bears fans. And I know so many of you guys, because you watch my Cubs streams throughout the years, and everything, are Bears fans. And I'm just saying, the media world, everything needs to wake up and realize this is not a fluke. This Chicago Bears team is serious. So we need to have a serious conversation about how the Bears are serious. This doesn't accidentally happen. Colston Loveland went crazy in the second half. DJ Moore, clutch receiver. And this has happened all year. Again, I didn't really start watching Bears football until this year because they started to get better. And again, I watched it here and there because I lived with my aunt and uncle for a little bit. But this year I really got gripped by them because of how they play as a team and a brotherhood. Teams that do that are so hard to defeat, especially when, until zeros are on the clock, it's never over. To do it in basketball is one thing, where you can just start raining threes and get a few defensive stops, and all of a sudden you make a 10-point lead down to 1 point after 3 3-pointers. Whatever, right? In football, when you're down by 2 scores with 6 minutes left, constantly, every single week in the fourth quarter, you'd expect that team to lose. But they don't. They keep finding a new way to reinvent themselves and win. This Bears team is dangerous. The entire NFC, I'm sure they're looking right now and saying, we don't want to play Chicago. No one wants to play Chicago. Funny enough, some of the Bears fans, I'm sure their hearts were beating like, man, we don't want to play the Packers. And I get it. It's probably stressful, especially being a fan. I felt stressed for my aunt and uncle watching with them. Right? I was getting excited and hyped with them, right? I was cheering for them, but man, this Bears team does not quit. There were some very questionable calls in this game where the Bears could have thrown their hat down, the helmets down, and been like, you know what, whatever. They obviously, refs ain't going to help us, and we haven't helped ourselves, game's over. But they kept fighting. It's so hard to beat anybody in life if the person doesn't stop going, right? Because the only way a person who doesn't stop going loses is when they decide to stop. So the only way the Bears will lose is if they decide that they've given up. Until then, you got to battle them till zeros at the clock. NFC, if they're not awoken to this yet, then they're going to be awoken when the Bears are playing in the Super Bowl. I mean that. Okay, that's all I got. I know it's crazy, kind of random ending. I got to call Tyler. Thank you guys for watching. Bears are freaking good and phenomenal. Goodbye.